Okay, so another tier list, but this time Pixar movies. Yay! Alright, so in D we have Cars 2 and Cars 3. Cars 2 was just very obnoxious um, and stuff because of Motor or whatever his name was. And that he was just really annoying during the whole movie. uh, he could have been, it could have definitely been better. Cars 3, it just, it, I feel like it just wasn't good because, I mean, they took out the motor part, but then they added the new character, which I felt, okay, Cars C probably actually deserves C, but, it's just not that good. Monsters University, the prequel, that sucks. Um, First of all, it's a prequel, so it's just not that good. Um, and then, like, towards the end, there's some plot holes. Because in the end credit, we see the abominable snowman, and that, like, contradicts something that happens in Monster Inc. And then A Bug's Life, and also in C. Because The Bug's Life, it was just boring. And I haven't, honestly, my opinion might be different if I watched it again because I haven't seen it in like 4 years. But from what I remember, it was boring. Then in A, there's Up. Oh, wait, no, I skipped B. So in B, you get Monsters Inc. It's original, it's good, it's just a decent movie. Then Finding Dory, it wasn't as good as Finding Nemo. And there's, it's just like, I feel like this one, it's more aimed towards little kids. So it's not something that I would enjoy much. Ratatouille, people say this movie is way better than it is. But, like, the lines that Remy says is so stupid if you go back. Incredibles 2. I think this was a decent sequel. It's just not as good as number 1, but just decent. Toy Story 4, my least favorite Toy Story movie. It's because okay, I like the new characters. They sidelined a bunch of the old characters. And I feel like that was pretty annoying. And then Luca just wasn't that well, it was just decent, mediocre. A lot of people are praising it to be the best one, but it's nowhere close. And people that were saying they never cried at a Pixar movie like this, they probably haven't watched other Pixar movies. Like, people think this one's really emotional at the end. They probably have not watched most Pixar movies. And then we have Up. This is a childhood favorite. This used to be my favorite movie of all time. And it just, the dynamic between the characters are amazing. I love the forest place. And then when they introduced a kind of a villain, it just works. And then Finding Nemo. This one, the original one, it's pretty good. How they meet Dory and stuff, and how he gets lost is way cooler and way more interesting than Finding Nemo, in my opinion. Cars, the original Cars, was pretty good. The whole thing of him being a very like it's just a weird movie if you think about it. They're like, let's give cars society. Also, Owen Wilson did a good job playing um Lightning McQueen in this. Then we have Inside Out. Um, it's I love how you see the emotions, and it's just something that I never thought of before, and it was interesting. And how there's memory land, like wait, there's the thing where the era where that stores all the memories, and then there's the imagination land. Like that's cool. And then the train of thought. Toy Story 2, probably my third favorite. Toy Story 2 actually it probably deserves. I think Toy Story 3 is more in between A and S. It's just get to see our characters again, and introduces Jesse and Bullseye. Yeah, that's his name. And we also got a good amount of Buzz Lightyear in that one. And it didn't sideline too many characters. I'm trying to think. Was Bo Peep in this one? I forget. Then we have Brave. Brave was just is the only Disney princess that's a Pixar film. And I loved it when I was little, just because the atmosphere of it all looked really good. Onward, I remember Onward, how once that came out, people were like, no, the Pixar theory doesn't make sense because there's no way Onward can fit with the rest of the movies. But then people pointed out that there's 2 moons, so that could mean this is a different alien planet. But I really like this movie. It's like magic is something that always interested me, and it's showing magic in a new way. And it's like modernizing all these mythical creatures too, which is pretty good. Okay, as to your time, so Toy Story. It's the start of something amazing. The whole issue of Buzz thinking he's a real space ranger, and Woody knowing their toys, and that whole conflict of them fighting over Andy was amazing. Then we have The Incredibles. Honestly, this probably doesn't deserve S. Maybe A or B. But I did like how it was a Pixar superhero movie. And the Disney superhero movies, obviously not counting Marvel, just Disney itself, are usually not that good. Obviously, Marvel's amazing though. But, yeah. Then The Good Dinosaur. I have no idea what the poster on this is. That doesn't look like the movie at all. But, I love The Good Dinosaur when I was younger. I remember this, the advertising for this. There was, a big Good Dinosaur thing on chalk in a commercial. And I like how it's the dinosaur is trying to get the boy to his family. In a way, it kind of reminds me of Ice Age. I forget which Ice Age movie it was, where they bring the kid to the parents. But it kind of reminds me of that. Just one happened during the Ice Age, and one happened during prehistoric times. Then WALL-E. This is also another really good one, and gives a good message of how you should always recycle. and not be lazy. Um, I really liked it, and I liked how the whole atmosphere in space, that was pretty cool. Coco, the land, that like whole movie, I forget what they call it, not, they don't call it the underworld, but you know what I'm talking about, the realm of the dead, I want to say. But Coco is an S because that whole area was just looked so good, and it just it was just so good. Um, Toy Story 3, the most emotional Toy Story movie. Um, this one, this okay, this Toy Story 3 was, I don't know which one's my favorite Toy Story or Toy Story 3, but but Toy Story 3 was so good. The ending was so sad, and it's like everything they go through with the daycare and stuff is so good. They bring back all the characters, don't sideline that many. They sideline the unimportant characters, which is fine, but keep like the main cast. I don't know. It was either this movie was the first one without the lamb girl. Why can't I think of her name anymore? But like Woody's girl, or it was Toy Story 2 that didn't have her, or it was both. Yeah, and then Soul, which this kind of does ruin the Pixar theory because it's like they can't be two afterlives. One, it's like this weird like a place where you're a spirit moving on, and the other one's like the land of the dead. Unless they could just say, if you die in Mexico, you go to the land of the dead. But if you die anywhere else in the world, you just turn into a blue thing and have to walk upstairs. But yeah, Soul like gave a really good message, and I loved it.